All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we are going to cover what one of the world's best-known trainers, Virgil Hunter, former trainer of Andre Ward, had to say about the Errol Spence Jr. Terence Crawford fight. And I have to tell you, some of his insights were very unique. Some things that I'd never heard really talked about by other people, and definitely think it is worth a conversation. So let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to be in the 147-pound division where, man, we are only 3 weeks and 1 day away from the best fight this decade for sure. Could be, looks like it could be one of the best, or if not the best fight this century, between Errol, the Truth, Spence Jr., and Terence Bud Crawford for the undisputed welterweight title of the world. And yes, I'm doing videos about it. Yes, I am talking about it and telling you pretty much and starting conversations and having conversations pretty much about everything with this fight, because it's that good a fight. We've been waiting for it this long, or talking about it this long, so we might as well keep it up till the bell is finished, and then after that, talk about the fight. Because really and truly, what really makes boxing great, in my opinion, is when you have the really, really big fights. The smaller fights, or the fights where you have up-and-coming fighters, or fights that just turn out to be very, very entertaining, man, those are really, really, really great to have. But there's nothing like a mega fight. Nothing in sports, in my opinion, like a mega fight. And this we most definitely have. And it is every kind of mega fight, from the size of from the amount of money that the fighters are probably going to make, to the number of people that are interested in it, to the quality of the fight itself, and the closeness of the fight, and the fact that it could go either way depending on, you know, what fighter brings that night. So Virgil Ortiz was on a panel, I do believe it was a Fight Hype panel yesterday, and he brought up some things that I had never really thought of when talking about who he thought would win the fight between Terence Crawford and Errol Spence Jr. Now, before I get into the details of it though, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit the subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified when we release more videos. And if you are a longtime subscriber and supporter of the channel, thank you so much. Can't tell you how much I appreciate you guys. And once again, much love, Matty Yo. Thank you for sponsoring the video the other day, and the super thanks. It's a great way to support channels that you like and get more content that you like. But before we get into that, I just want to tell you real fast about today's sponsor, the Boxing Showtime app. It's a very useful app that keeps you updated on all things boxing, and you can keep up with the latest fights, where to watch them, the latest news, and a lot more. For any hardcore boxing fan like myself, and most likely all of y'all, I would definitely recommend downloading it. And it also is most definitely a big support to the channel. It's available for both Apple and Android, and you can find the link in the description below. Thanks for considering downloading Boxing Showtime's app. But let's get back into the subject matter of the video. Get into this. Virgil Ortiz was asked what he thought about the fight between Errol Spence Jr. and Terence Crawford, and who he thought was going to win. The usual questions that come up. And one of the things that he brought up was training, and essentially his prediction or his opinion is based on something that he does not know at the time that he was asked, which was how will the training camp go? How physically will they look? And he says that he is making his decision or leaning towards one guy or the other when he actually sees these guys on the scale and thinks that the scale is the most important thing when figuring out which one of these guys are going to win, or making the most reliable prediction that you can about which one of these guys win. And the reason he said it was he used the specific example of where Errol was training and where Terence Crawford is training. And he said Terence Crawford is training at altitude in Colorado, right? Where it's cool, it's elevated. Errol Spence Jr. is training in Dallas, Texas, where it is hot and it is humid. They will both be going to Las Vegas 3 weeks before the fight. So Errol is going to have to adjust from very, very training in very hot weather and humid weather to a dry heat in Las Vegas. Meanwhile, Terence Crawford is going to have to deal with going from a cool temperature, a more cool temperature, to a hot, dry temperature. And they will see he wants to see how their body will react. Also, he mentioned that Errol Spence Jr. has been at that weight class for a long time, and it can't be easy for him to continue to make that weight class, where Terence Crawford has not been there as long, so he does not know how exactly how hard it is for Terence Crawford to make weight. Hence, he will wait to make his pick until he sees how those guys deal with that and them actually being on the scale. He also talked about the style of fighting that Errol Spence Jr. uses, which he says is a very grueling, grind you down style, and said that he doesn't know if Errol Spence Jr.'s body is going to hold up to that style of training, and wonders whether his body will start breaking down because of the rough go-get-em style that he has and the way that he has to spar and train to do that, versus Terence Crawford, who has a more measured approach to the game, and maybe he can his body won't break down as quick. He also mentioned that both of these guys are in their 30s. Errol is 32. Terence Crawford is 35. And so those are the things that he's going to consider in the fight. He also said that Errol Spence Jr. had early in his career had been drinking alcohol, and that does irreversible damage to your internal organs, which can affect the amount of wear and tear on your body, increases the amount of wear and tear in your body over the years. So he just wants to see how they size up on the scale. Now, I'm telling you, man, that is an excellent way to look at the fight. He did not pick anybody particularly to win, but I mean, it's very hard to argue with that type of an analysis of the fight. However, using that type of analysis, let me, of course, give you my opinion or my impression on it. One, he got something a little bit wrong, I think, because he said about Dallas that Dallas was hot and humid. And Terence Crawford is in Colorado and it is cool. And so Errol will have two factors to deal with, and Terence Crawford will only have one factor to deal with. Presumably, it is the heat and the dry heat and the fact that he's just going from cool to hot. That calculation is off unless he didn't explain that correctly, because Errol is going from hot to hot and Terence Crawford is going from hot to cold, cold to hot. So that's a change. Also, Errol is going from not the humidity of a New Orleans or the humidity of a Houston. he is going from a moderate humidity, a 43%, where the humidity is like 43%. So while the desert heat is much more dry, he'll be going down to like 6% humidity. Terrence Crawford will also be going from 55% humidity down to 3% humidity. So they will both be having two factors to change, except for really, I think Errol really only has one, because Errol's going from relative humidity to dry, and Terrence Crawford is going from cool to hot, and he's going from moderate humidity to little, if none, to a dry heat. So I just thought that was a little bit off, but I definitely understand what he's coming from. And the reason that I say that is right now I'm in the middle of Texas, and trust you me, Dallas heat does not feel like Houston's heat. Houston has that, oh man, I'm about to suffocate type of heat to that. That's not what Dallas has, being much further north and away from the water. But anyway, all in all, great observation. Can't say it's not. Didn't pick a side. Man, terrific way to look at the fight. And when we see him on the scale, we'll see. Most definitely, Errol has, and he also said the car accident is going to have wear and tear on your body, all of that. Errol is, for my part, has amount of inactivity. So it isn't like he hasn't fought in a year. So if those training camps are rigorous, hey, he's had time off in between them. But like I said, man, great breakdown by Virgil Hunter. Hope I didn't say Virgil Ortiz in the beginning of the video. Somebody will get on me about, but it is what it is. I only do one cut on these videos. Ain't got enough time in my day to be doing that again. Anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Deuces.